Hey guys, it's Reagan and I have a pretty exciting video to film, and that is gonna be my April book haul, other April book haul, and I have so many books. I have 30 plus books to show you. So one, this is gonna be long, so grab a snack I guess. And two, the organization is gonna be all over the place because I literally just have 3 stacks and I'm just gonna be grabbing from the 3 stacks of books. First, I have like 5 books from a really awesome girl named Jessica. I talked to her on Twitter and she's amazing. Basically, she was like, hey, I have a lot of extra copies of these fantasy books and I really think you would like them. It's like, would you want me to send them to you? And I was like, yeah, sure, I love fantasy books. And so she was like, I got duplicates, let me just send them your way. First off, so I get this box and I open it and I almost have an aneurysm because what I see on the inside is this. Yeah, that's right, Alloy of the Law by Brandon Sanderson in the UK cover that's gonna match my Mistborn trilogy. It's just, and I'm so excited to read this. I only have the last book of the Mistborn book series to read, and then I'm gonna read this, and I actually think this is gonna turn into a whole series. I could be wrong, but this is amazing. Then she also sent me the first 3 books in the Gentlemanly Bastard series, which is The Lies of Locke Lamora, Red Seas Under Red Skies, and lastly, The Republic of Thieves, all by Scott Lynch. I have heard nothing but good things about this fantasy series. It follows, I believe, just thieves that are really good at thieving and they steal stuff, and apparently it's really awesome. And the cover to The Republic of Thieves is probably one of my favorite things ever. Like, it's just so cool looking. I just love this like Renaissance-y assassin looking cover. I want a poster of this. And then lastly, she also sent me Soulless by Gail Carriger. This is the first book in the, oh gosh, what's it called? Paracel Protectorate, I want to say. And I feel like she read my mind because literally I've been wanting to start this series for forever. It's a historical fiction, steampunk, fantasy novel that follows a girl who has to deal with like all sorts of crazy supernatural and paranormal creatures, vampires, werewolves, everything like that. And apparently they're so funny, and I know Sana has read quite a few of these and she's really liked them. And so I'm excited to get into this because I just like it. And I really like the cover and the spine. I think it's really, really fun. It's like Mean Girls, but historical fiction and has vampire. It might not be anything like Mean Girls. Let's just move on. Next we have a box set that was sent to me by a wonderful girl named Daniela, and I have been talking about these 3 books ceaselessly because I've already read, reviewed them, talked about them endlessly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show them to you. She sent me the box set of the Summer I Turned Pretty series. Basically, she messaged me on Twitter and was like, hey, you need to read this. And I was like, yeah, it sounds really good. She was like, I'm gonna send it to you so you can read it. And I was like, okay. And then I got it, and then I read it and fell in love with it, so now I'm forever in debt to Daniela because this was so good. So good, and I've talked about this so much. It's a contemporary series that's set in the summertime. It's wonderful, it's great, just read it. Just read it. And doesn't it just remind you of ice cream? I don't know why. This reminds me of ice cream. Next, I have a book that was sent to me by the author, and she is from France, which I just think is so cool. And this is her first published book, and that is For Better or For Worse. And I'm actually not entirely sure what it's about, but I think it has something to do with like she wakes up in another body or something like that. I remember reading the synopsis and finding it really interesting, and I will link its Goodreads page down below. But yeah, it looked really good, and she was so sweet, and I was like, I want to support more up-and-coming authors. So yeah, yep. We have a book that was sent to me by Cecily. I'm actually gonna go with Cecily. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. And she sent me Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I've already read this and I really, really liked it. And actually, I need to spotlight this because I feel like a lot of people would really like it a lot because it was very reminiscent to me of Vampire Academy. And I feel like a lot of people say that who's read this, and I feel like they become less similar as each story progresses, but whatever. Anyway, basically, if you like Vampire Academy, you will love this. It follows a girl who is a half-blood, and basically she's been training her whole life to train to fight against these like evil creatures that are created by draining purebloods, and these people like are descended from the gods, so purebloods have control over elements, half-bloods don't, but they have their own special abilities. Anyway, basically she's training in a school to fight these like evil things. So like I said, if you like Vampire Academy, you'll really like this. I'm really excited to continue on with this series. I really enjoyed the first one. Next, I have 2 books that were sent to me by Simon & Schuster. The first one is Call Me By My Name by John Ed Bradley. I'm not sure what this is about at all. This was an unsolicited review book, but I'm assuming it has to do with sports because he's wearing a football uniform. I'm hopeful, it looks like there might even be like a mixed race relationship, which is super cool because you don't really see that very often in young adult literature. And yeah, I'm sure it has to do with like sports and race and things like that. So it looks pretty good, so hopefully I'll read this. This comes out in May, I think. Yeah, May of 2014. Next, I also got Learning Not to Drown by Anna Shinoda. This actually looks really good. It's a contemporary book and it looks really depressing, and I read the inside sleeve and I'll just read it to you. It's really short and it makes it sound awesome. Click, click, click. Everyone's got a skeleton or 2 in their closet, but Claire's has just been let out of prison and it's rattling at the door. So it just sounds really suspenseful, probably really scary and depressing, maybe happy, I don't know, but it sounds really cool. I was sent a book by Christina, and that is The Way of Shadows. This is by Brent Weeks. It's a high fantasy novel, and I'm pretty sure it follows an assassin who uses shadows to kill people. It sounds awesome, and I've heard really good things about Brent Weeks, especially about his Prism book series. So I'm really excited to read something finally by him, and I think I'm gonna like this a lot because it's like assassins and fantasy, and I love those things. So thank you. I bought The Distance Between Us by Casey West. This is just like a contemporary book. It follows like a girl who's not rich who falls in love with a guy who is rich. I'm not gonna lie, I'll go into this more into my wrap up, but I just thought this was okay. I was kind of disappointed. I mean, it was still like fun to read, but it wasn't like, wow, so good. But I mean, it is a light, fun, contemporary read. Good for the summertime. Next, I have a book that was sent to me by Shelby, and I'm so excited to read this because literally this is like everything I could ever ask for in a book. And that's The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. Simones. Yeah, I don't know. But this is a historical fiction romance novel set in Russia. It's gonna be amazing, and Katrina from Little Book Owl loves it. And I know it's gonna be so good. I hear it's really sad and it's pretty long. Actually, by pretty long, I mean it's really long. But I think it's gonna be amazing. And I think I'm gonna try to read this whole series this summer because I think I can read it really fast. And this cover is also beautiful. Like, look how pretty that is. Next, we have a book that was sent to me by Penguin, and that is Tsarina by J. Neil Patrick, or Jackson Pierce, I think that's her pen name. And this was in my top 5 most anticipated. I was so happy they sent it to me. It's a Russian historical fiction fantasy novel that I'm really hoping I'm gonna like. Sometimes fantasy historical fiction kind of weirds me out because it's not historically accurate, so I just get weirded. But I'm hoping I really, really like this. Yes, and I'll be reading it and probably reviewing it pretty soon, so look out for that. Next, I was sent a book by Simon, and he sent me something very exciting, and that is Champion by Marie Lu. And first off, I just love touching this cover of this book. Like, I always have people haul it and then go like this, and I was like, what are they doing? But I understand now. It feels so nice. But this is the 3rd and final book in the Legend trilogy. I have read Legend, I really enjoyed it, I own Prodigy, and now I can just marathon the whole series, hopefully this summer, and I can just get this done. And I've heard nothing but great things. It's a dystopian that's super action-packed, and if you haven't heard of it, it's pretty good, and it's just great. It's just great. Next, I have 2 books sent to me from a viewer from India named Chetna, and that's just so cool. I can't even believe people from India watch me. Like, that just blows my brains. And she sent me 2 books, and I'm so excited to read both of them. The first one is The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa, and I've been wanting to start this series for so long. The 3rd book just came out. From what I can gather, it is like a vampire novel, but the vampires are actually really bad, and the main protagonist hates vampires, but then she becomes one, so now she has to figure out what the hell to do, and it just sounds really good, and I love the covers. I love this cover change. So I'm excited to read this because I've heard nothing but great things from everyone who's read it. I know Cassidy loves this series. Like, the list goes on, and I'm so excited. And she also sent me Through the Ever Night by Veronica Rossi. This is book 2 of the Under the Never Sky series, and I read the first one last month, really liked it, and really, really want to continue, so I will be reading this soon, and then I'll probably pick up the last one, and then it'll be done, which is kind of sad. But this is a really great trilogy, a dystopian fantasy hybrid. It's really kind of difficult to explain, but just know that the sky is really bad and they have to survive and work together. It's good stuff. I sent a book by Evelyn from Israel, I want to say. Yeah, from Israel, which is so cool. And she sent me such a cute book that I've already read and I've already loved, and that is Anne and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. This book is such a lovely summer read, and I actually really want to reread it this summer because really it's just a perfect read. And I love these cover change. I just think they're so cute. This is going to look so lovely on my shelf, and I'm really excited for the last one that's coming out now in September, which sucks. But thank you so much. This is just, and if you're not aware, which I'd be really surprised if you weren't, but this follows Anna, and she during her senior year of high school, she goes to her father transfers her to this like American school in Paris, and it's about her adventures there and her adventures with Etienne St. Clair, and it's just a lovely, lovely story, and the whole series is great too. Like Lowland and Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins was also really, really good. Two books that was sent to me by Quirk Books, and that is The Last Policeman and Countdown City. I think a lot of people have been hauling these, but essentially it follows it's post-apocalyptic in the sense that in this world a meteor is about to strike Earth, like it's gonna happen and everyone's gonna die. So things are going crazy. People are going crazy. People are quitting their jobs left and right and things, but the guy in this book is like essentially the last policeman, and he's on a case and he wants to solve the case. Like he's not like quitting his job, like he's still continuing to be a policeman. And it sounds really, really interesting, and I really like how it's pre-apocalyptic. I cannot say that word, but it's a new setting that I've never read anything in, and I'm really excited to read these. Next I have a book sent to me by Elizabeth, and that is The Monstermologist by Rick Yancey. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. I've read The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, but this is a completed series by him, and it's like a horror historical fiction. But I know it follows like this young guy who's an apprentice to the monstermologist, and he has to like learn about monsters. I hear it's really gruesome but really good, and it has cool like illustrations sort of through it, like bones and diagrams. I really love gothic horror books. I'm kind of too of a whip to read modern horror books, but if it's set in the gothic era, I love it. So thank you. Next I got sent a book from Tiffany, and she sent me The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, and I am so excited to read this. Again, I still haven't read a Gaiman book, and this is a great way to where to start because this is the smallest book ever, but it sounds wonderful. I've heard nothing but good things. I know Jeff from Oh My God Books has just read it. I know Jesse's and Ariel have read it and loved it, so I'm really excited to read a Neil Gaiman book, really. Like, I need to get this off the end. And this is just a beautifully made book. Like, it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. Next, we have two books that I found at the Goodwill, and they're gonna be really, I think you're gonna be surprised about the books I bought, but well, I'll just show them to you. I got The Hunger Games and Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I actually don't own a hard copy at all of The Hunger Games, and my Catching Fire copy is like really in bad shape. So I saw them at Goodwill for like $3.99 each, and I was like, perfect, I can finally have the Hunger Games on my bookshelf. And because I couldn't justify like purchasing them full price because I knew if I just waited I'd find them, and I finally did, and it was a wonderful day. Next book I have to show you guys is probably one of the greatest half-price book finds that have ever been created ever, and I have to give credit to someone else for this. I have to give credit to Rachel from Books Undone because she hauled this in her mini haul a couple days ago, and I'll link it down below. And she was like, I found this at Half Price Books, and I was like, we both live in the same state. I'm checking my Half Price Books. And the book I'm talking about is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. And this isn't just The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is the UK cover of The Way of Kings for $5.99. What? And this book is so massive. Like, I can't even, it's so big. But like, this is such a good deal. Like, I was going to buy this off of probably the Book Depository and get it sent to me in this size too, because the Word of Radiance isn't split up, but I found it at half price for so cheap. And I'm so excited to read this. Once I finish the Mistborn trilogy, I think this will be the next one I read because I hear it's amazing. It's his epic fantasy series that I actually don't really know what it's about. All I do know it's going to be like 10 books and Brandon Sanderson wrote it, so it's probably going to be amazing. The next book was sent to me by the lovely Jillian from Bookish and Nerdy. She's been raving about this book, and essentially since she's been raving about it, I've been like lusting after it, and she sent it to me, and that is Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria. And this just, one, has probably one of the prettiest book covers I've ever seen in my entire life, and two, sounds wonderful. Basically, it follows a girl, it's a contemporary novel, and it follows a girl who has been assigned to write love letters to dead people, but she doesn't pick maybe your stereotypical like historical figure dead people. She picks people who have like died young and tragically, so I think she writes to Amy Winehouse and Kurt Cobain and stuff like that. And I hear it's beautifully written and quotable, and I'm really excited to get to this because I have been on a contemporary kick and even a serious contemporary kick, which is just like never happened before. So thanks again, Jillian, you're the best. Next we have a book that Ashley sent me, and I'm so excited to read this. I know it has quite a few mixed reviews, but I've been wanting to read this for literally since it's been released. It's just been so intriguing to me. And that is Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Genevieve I don't know how to say that, but I've been interested in reading this book since a year ago, before it even published, because I saw a early review of this. Someone had like an arc of it and they reviewed it, and I was like, that sounds awesome. And essentially it's about the devil moving into this girl's like guest house. Yeah, it's supposed to be dark, creepy, twisted, and some people have some big problems with it, but I'm hoping I really like it, and I'll let you guys know though. I'll let you know. Next, I have another book sent to me by HarperCollins / the author, and that is The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. This sounds so good, and this is an arc. This book comes out June 14th, and I'm actually going to be going to her book signing with Whitney, so there'll probably be a vlog for that, so be excited. But basically this is set in a world where the murder rate is higher than the birth rate. So that's crazy, and I think she's being tracked by an assassin and she has to survive and stuff, but it sounds crazy action-packed. It's gotten really good reviews, so I'm really excited to review this and read it soon. Next, we have a book that Cassandra totally did me a solid on. Basically, this book has been just around because it's on sale on Book Outlet, and I saw it there and I wanted it so bad, but I just didn't want to make a whole Book Outlet order for a book that was $3.50. So I asked on Twitter if anyone was making a Book Outlet order, and Cassandra was, and she has a book chain. I'll leave it down below. And I was like, can you tack this on, girl? And she was like, yeah, I can. And that book is Written in Red by Anne Bishop, and I've heard such good things about this, first from Lost Book Thoughts. I get a lot of great fantasy recommendations from her, and it just, I don't even really know what it's about. All I know is that Lost Book Thoughts really likes it, and I think when this girl like cuts herself, she can see the future or something like that. Anyway, like it has really high reviews on Amazon too, so it was $3.50, so I had to get it. So then I did. Next, I have a book that was sent to me by Edwin, and this book, again, I'm really excited. All these books I'm really excited to read, but this one a lot too. Because I just read The Grasshopper Jungle by this author, and what I'm talking about is Winger by Alex Smith. This book has gotten such great reviews, and it has an awesome just cover design, and like I said, I just read Grasshopper Jungle by him, and I really enjoyed it, so I want to read another book by him. And this follows a young boy in boarding school, and he's much younger than everyone else, and it's about him dealing with getting bullied, but he's on the rugby team, and about his life, and apparently it's really good, and also apparently has like a big twist that you just don't see coming, so that should be interesting. Maybe it's more grasshoppers. Next, second to last book, guys, we're getting there. Next I have a book from Marcia, and she sent me Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, the only Rainbow Rowell book I haven't read, and I've heard nothing but great things. The reason why I'm putting this book off because I knew it was sad, but I'm kind of in a serious contemporary mood, so I think I'm finally gonna be able to read this, and I'm so excited I own it. I've never read a Rainbow Rowell book that I haven't loved, so this is gonna be wonderful. Thank you so much. And the last thing I have to show you guys is probably one of the greatest things, well, ever. And this is from Shannon from Shannon's Books. This crazy girl, I don't know why, she's crazy, someone should just lock her up. But basically, she sent me this. Yeah, the Harry Potter paperback limited edition box set. I almost started crying when actually no, I kind of did start crying when I opened this package. This is like the most wonderful thing in the entire world. Harry Potter is my favorite series, like a lot of people, and I don't even own a complete set, and they're very ratchety. And so I was actually gonna buy this for myself next month. But I don't know. All I can think is, thank you so much, Shannon. I love this, and I'm gonna cherish it literally for the rest of my life, because this is the greatest thing in the entire world. Alrighty guys, there's my massive freaking book haul. Yeah, and I'll have another book haul probably in about 3 weeks when I'm home from school. So look forward to that, and let me know down below which books you have read and really enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!